keyer is connected via a USB cable to the computer for this demo. However, it is currently offline, as can be seen. It is at its current startup option, which is the electronic key option. And at this point we're going to connect the computer program to the keyer, the MOAC. If there is more than one COM port active on the machine, then you have to select the one that corresponds to the keyer, or the Arduino. If there's only one, of course, it will be the default. When you press connect on the program, that causes a soft reset on the keyer. As the keyer is resetting, press and hold the command button until the LED illuminates. That indicates that the two are connected, the computer and the MOAC are connected. Now, to link the communication, there's one more button on the screen. You click Link MOAC, and the MOAC itself indicates that it is under computer control. So at this point we're ready to do a demo with the computer program, which we call the Net MOAC. That's a hybrid of NetBeans and the Arduino MOAC. First thing we want to do is set the speed. For word practice, you want the speed to be pretty fast, so we'll set it up in the mid-20s, and that's 26 is indicated here on the status bar. Okay, at this point we have to tell the MOAC that that's the speed we want it to set, so we go ahead and synchronize, and the status bar now confirms that it's been updated. That's because the MOAC has sent back a confirmation character. And we're ready to start practice. To demonstrate, we'll start with words. The program has the 1,000 most common American English words. But to make this really simple, we're going to deal only with the first, let's say, 20 words, 20 most common words. The program will sound these words in proportion to their actual probability in natural language, unless we override that. And we will be overriding that for this demo by clicking the equal probability checkbox. That means that each word among the group that we have selected will have equal probability of being sounded. So, to demonstrate, we'll just send one word. Well, that was too simple. That was the single letter word I, so let's try another one. That word, you may or may not recognize it. If you don't recognize it, you can repeat it, send it again. Whoops, I didn't send it again. I sent a different one. In order to repeat, you have to use this button, repeat last. And we'll do that again. Well, the word is pretty obvious because it's just a two-character word, but if we didn't get it, we can display it in the status bar. The status bar tells us the last sent word was the word in, I-N. Send another one. That's a three-letter word, so it might be a little bit harder, although generally if you can copy by letters, you would get that. We repeat it, we display it. That was the word you, Y-O-U. And before I demonstrate sending the series, I want to show some other combinations that you can have. You can send from a list of stored radio terms. So let's check that box. Instead of words, we'll substitute radio terms. Send one. Okay, that's a very common word that's sent in a CW conversation, 4-letter word. We repeat it. And that's the word name. N-A-M-E. Send another one. Okay, that was a little harder. Send it again. Display that one. That's ZEP, a type of antenna, a ZEP antenna. That's relatively uncommon. You won't see that very often, but it can appear in the CW QSO. Okay, QRM is very common. Good morning. Let's see. Repeat that. Yes, that's the good morning abbreviation. All right, radio terms. I don't think I'll bother with demonstrating diagrams and trigrams. They can be sent individually or in combination, and you can send more than one syllable joined together. And when you do this, you get something very similar to the pseudotext option of the offline device. But instead of doing that, I'll go back to words again, and I will, let's say, increase the frequency to, let's say, 50 words. I mean, not frequency, but the number of words that we're drawing from is 50. At this point, if we're going to send a series, we want to space the words so that we have time to get them in our mind before going on to the next word. So I'll increase the spacing a little bit, and this says the spacing is 32 milliseconds. We do not have to synchronize the MOAC because the spacing is controlled within the computer program. So now I'm going to start sending a series of words spaced 3200 milliseconds apart and selected from the 50 most common English language words. Now, when you want to quit, when you're ready to stop this practice, you can't stop it from the program. You have to stop it from the device, the MOAC. And you do that by holding down the command button through a cycle. And when it is stopped, the send series button will have reverted to its unpressed color, which is just a light gray color. That's the unpressed color for the button. And we're still linked. We have just stopped the series practice, but we're still linked. So we can go to something else. We can say send one, for instance. The word you again. Word two. The word say. You can tell that by hesitating, I'm actually parsing letters for some of these words. That's what you want to learn to not do. You want to learn to hear the word as a pattern rather than interpreting each individual letter to make up the word. Okay, so now let's say we've done a practice or test session and we just simply want to go back to offline usage of the MOAC. First of all, you unlink it. Oh, excuse me, I hit link again. Unlink. And when you press unlink button, the screen on the MOAC will indicate that it is being unlinked. And now you can also disconnect the COM port by clicking on the disconnect button. And the computer program, the status bar, will indicate that it's been disconnected. Now, in order to reset the MOAC to its offline state, you have to send it a reset, and you can do that in a number of ways. You can power cycle it. You can actually do it from the computer program, but I'm not going to go into that right now. Or you can press the Arduino's reset button, which is somewhere back here. And when you do that, of course, if you want it to come up offline mode, you do not press the command button. You just let it come up by itself, and it will display the usual startup screens, and you're back to normal offline usage of the device. Well, that's about concludes this demonstration. Thank you.